a wetland bog, kind of like another pond built off of it, and that helps filter it. But rec ponds tend to be bigger, and they're designed slightly different with slightly different equipment. But technically, you can put koi in your rec pond or trout in your rec pond. So one of the guys that the guy that's coming out tomorrow, he has this ginormous rec pond on his property, and he stocks it with trout. So he can technically go fishing in this pond. It's basically a small lake. He can go fishing in it for trout. He can go swimming in it, everything. And it naturally filters itself with the wetland filter and all the other stuff. So he doesn't have to do much maintenance for it. But yeah, the rec pond is definitely more expensive and deeper, and filtration is more larger and complicated, and the pump to pump all the water in a rec pond is bigger. But yeah, rec ponds are cool. I think it's a little bit too much for me. Gatos, what's up? Welcome in. I need to get myself a new coffee flask. You call them flasks, like a coffee cup or like a to-go tumbler. You call it a flask. So when we talk about flasks, it's almost always for carrying alcohol. But I like the idea of a coffee flask because, you need a little like top off of coffee. Just pull it out of your jacket and like top off your coffee. Yeah. How to rewind the VOD. Mrs. Kitchen, your green onions can now be declared wild feral green onions. Yeah, they're pretty wild. So you can actually plant those out in the garden, and then they legit become wild. Like they get big, almost to like one time I did it, they looked like mini leeks. They were so big. Yeah, they get a little crazy out there. Sounds like you want a waiting area for the kids, but what about when they're older? Yeah, that's a good point. So I talked to the guy and I said, how hard is it to add on? And he said it's not impossible. So let's say right now we do like a shallow pond, like a 3-4 feet deep, right? Later on, if we want to add a rec pond on the other side of the backyard and connect the two, we can totally do that. Or he can build a rec pond on the other side and the kids can swim in there, and we just like have the whole backyard taken up with water features, and we can like put bridges and add some extra trees. I kind of like the idea of mixing it up. But yeah, if we really want to make it deeper later on, we can totally do that later. It's going to cost money, but he said it's having to rebuild something from scratch is difficult, but especially if he's the one who builds it, he said adding a additional depth and stuff later is actually not super hard. Yeah, I think it's just the equivalent of buying another pond, and then he would connect the two. But that's a good point, thinking about the future. I think you could totally have 3-foot deep area with steps where the kids could come in and then turn it into a pond. And with the kids, the fish could learn whether or not they actually want to go in that area. So that would work. Yeah, that's pretty much my thought too. I don't think I want to go deeper than 3 feet. Yeah, I don't think I want to go deeper than 3 feet right now. Hi, Kathy Hugman. I have a birthday in 20 days. 20 days from now is... What day is 20 days? Oh, isn't it April... Ducky, is your birthday April 2nd or April 4th? I can't remember. I don't know what 20 days from now is. But my brother's birthday is right around then too. That's not really the menu. We don't know what we're doing, honestly. We're just streaming, chatting. I'm going to make a cocktail in a second. But we're goofing off because the kids are recovering from a cold. I am worried that I'm going to catch the cold, so I've been sleeping. I didn't push myself too hard today. I did a lot of yard work, but I slept in. I did take a nap, and I'm going to go to bed early. But I want to make sure that I don't push myself too hard because I don't